And hello, welcome everyone to the Games Monster podcast with me, your host, David Postansky, and I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. But for now, this is part 2 of my discussion of Sonic the Hedgehog's 30th anniversary. Yes, that's right. If you haven't heard the previous episode, do feel free to, where I discuss all of the Sonic platform games, but today I am going to be discussing all of the spin-off platform from the platform games, all of the racing games, the sports titles, the arcade games, all of it. If it's got Sonic the Hedgehog in, I will be talking about some of his cameos into other games. I will be talking about the Sonic cartoon, the movies, the amiibos, the lot. So, without further ado, let me just quickly remind you that you can subscribe to this on all of the major podcast platforms, and if you do that, that'd be great. But of course, if you want to hear it on YouTube, then just go over to youtube.com/extreme improv. So for now, let's have a look what there is. So yesterday, like I said, we discussed all of the Sonic platform games, from Sonic the Hedgehog through to Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic Mania, Sonic Colors, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Heroes, the lot. All of them that were 2D, 3D platformers. But today, let's discuss the spin-off games. Now, once again, I'm using Wikipedia as a reference. I would have gone through all of the games, except for I didn't realise yesterday when I was going through it that it was separating the genres. So we will start now with racing games, and the first one here, Sonic Drift. Now, once again, this is a game like so many of the other things that came out on the Game Gear, or some were on the Master System as well. I only got to experience this as part of the Sonic Mega Collection Plus, or maybe it was on Sonic Gems Collection as well. And Sonic Drift didn't come out in the UK. In fact, according to this, it only came out in Japan, which is really super weird. But let's see, Sonic Drift 2, it says came out in Europe. Wow. It says it was called Sonic Drift Racing in Europe. I didn't realise that. But it also came out in North America. But Sonic Drift 1, apparently, didn't come out in anywhere other than Japan. But that makes sense then if it did come out in Europe and North America, the second one, and they renamed it Sonic Drift Racing. But either way, I didn't see it, I didn't play it. But Sonic Drift, what I remember, Sonic Drift and Sonic Drift 2, obviously for the Game Gear, it's Mario Kart-like, but it was like very simple. And just going by this, you'd play as 4 characters in the original Sonic Drift: Sonic, Amy, Tails, and Dr. Robotnik. And you think of like a Mario Kart game that's just got 4 characters. I mean, like, absolutely, it doesn't matter as long as you've got like one that's like heavy racer, one that's like light racer. So Robotnik, I guess, would be the heavy racer. Sonic would be the equivalent to Mario. Tails, I would imagine, would be like your Toad, and then Amy, I should imagine, would be like Yoshi or something. But yeah, it was an alright game for a quick play. You know, it wasn't. So like the thing about these games which tried to be like Mario Kart for the Game Gear, or for like handhelds when you get things on the Game Boy Advance, they never quite had the same sheen as like an actual Mario Kart game. But they did that, and then they did Sonic Drift 2, and let's see, it did add extra characters to it. I'm sure Knuckles was in this one, Fang was in it, Metal Sonic. Let's see, so yeah, look at that, it says 3 additional characters. So you even think when Sonic Drift had got 4 characters, that is like super depressing if you don't place, because you get gold, you get silver, you get bronze. Imagine coming 4th, like that's last, you're the only one that doesn't get a medal. That's harsh. That's why it's always better if there are 8 racers. But apparently Sonic Drift 2 had 7. Sonic, Tails, Amy, Eggman, Fang, Knuckles, and Metal Sonic. And again, like, where are these random characters? Like, Fang. Like, where did Fang come from? But I suppose back then there may not have been a good alternative. But, like, obviously Metal Sonic is a good alternative. And then we get to the big one, which I can properly start discussing. That is Sonic R. Now, Sonic R, for me, when I got a Sega Saturn in late 1998, So literally, when I got it, it was already dead in the water. The final game for the Sega Saturn that came out in Europe was Deep Fear, and it had already released, and it was the game which I desperately wanted more than anything else, because I'm a big Resident Evil fan, and it's that style of game. And that's a story for another day, but it took me like weeks and weeks and weeks to be able to track down a copy, like until February or something. And it wasn't like in my town, and it was like, oh, there's a rumor there's a copy in this place, and it was a long way to go. But anyway, Sonic R was one of the big games that I wanted. Always was a Sonic fan, and I was aware that there wasn't like a proper Sonic platform game. Just to briefly speak about this, because I kind of skipped over it because it never came out, but I didn't discuss it yesterday. There was meant to be Sonic Extreme, and Sonic Extreme never came out. It was going to be this 3D platformer, but it got a fisheye lens, which realistically, I think Sonic was always going to be in the middle of the screen, and then having the fisheye lens may have made it so that you could see a bit more of your surroundings, and either way, like it didn't pan out. They restarted development a couple of times at a certain point, even though it's internal within Sega gave the team making the Sonic game, not Sonic Team, they gave the team making the Sonic game access to Sonic Teams, the creators of Sonic, the engine that was used to make Nights into Dreams. And that was apparently going a lot better, but then when the director of Nights into Dreams found this out, they were like, no way, you're not using our engine. Obviously, he wanted the Nights game to stand on its own, and that's a real shame, because if they'd communicated and been like, look, your Sonic team, you need to be on Team Sonic here and help make sure that the Sonic game is absolutely as good as it can be. But it ended up getting cancelled, and it never came out, and then time is going on, and we still don't have a Sonic game for the Saturn. And obviously there was Sonic 3D Blast, just with the extra bonus, redone bonus stages, but that still isn't what we wanted. And they gave us Sonic Jam, but it's just the old games. And then Sonic R. Now, Sonic R almost goes to show that there could have been a 3D platform game, because it almost is a 3D platform game. Unlike Mario Kart, you are racing on foot, because it's Sonic, and this makes sense. So when there were later racing games based on Sonic, even though it was Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, and it made sense to put other characters into like carts or cars or vehicles of some description, forklift trucks in the case of Ryo from Shenmue, having Sonic on foot makes so much sense. He's meant to be the fastest character. He doesn't need a cart. Now, the handling of Sonic and the characters on Sonic R doesn't feel quite like... It doesn't feel quite like you are controlling a character on foot. It feels a little bit more like you are controlling a vehicle or cart of some description. And here was like the foreboding thing, just because when they eventually did put out Sonic Adventure and Sonic Heroes and all of the 3D Sonic games, Sonic is so fast that his handling is mostly just hold up like you're playing Sonic R. And that's something that's a shame, because what felt like, well, they're making it feel like it's a kart racer on foot, kind of carried over so that Sonic still has somewhat the same handling in the platform games. Now, obviously, turning around isn't just as simple as like, oh, now you can run backwards in Sonic R. It is more like a racing game. But for the most part, I felt like you could get used to these controls quite quickly, and once you've mastered the turning and like how you go around the corners and you get a chance to learn the tracks, then I thought this was an incredibly fun game. The only thing that I would say really felt a bit of a shame about this is I think there are 4 or 5 levels in the entire game, like 4 or 5 tracks. Now, you imagine this, that you get Mario Kart and you're on like Mario Circuit, and then you're on, I can't remember the order of the levels, but then you're on like Donkey Kong Island, and I know it's definitely wrong for all of the versions of Mario Kart, but then you do like Bowser's Castle and then Rainbow Road, and that's it. Boom, that is it. 4 and you're done. And then this had one bonus dreamscape kind of rainbowy road kind of track, if I remember correctly. But They were all fun. They were all big. They all had like multiple pathways to go around. It's a sign perhaps that they didn't have that long, and they were like, "Look, we need to do some. Please, anyone, development studio at Sega, please get us a Sonic game out as quickly as possible. Do a racing game. Doesn't need to have that much of a story. Just put the characters. Look, you've got like the character models that you've probably made for Sonic Extreme or something, Sonic the Fighters. Just whip them up into a racing game. Just make 5 levels. It will do." And the good thing about it is there was lots to unlock. Like Diddy Kong Racing, there'd be, like, if you remember on Diddy Kong Racing, there'd be like coins or something that when you go around you could just win the race, but also you could collect 3 coins or 4 coins. I think there was something similar, I forget exactly the mechanic on Sonic R, but you could do something similar on that as well. So you'd have to collect all these things, and perhaps there'd be like, oh, now you have to do it, and you beat the time, and now you have to do it, and once you've collected all the things, you'll now get challenged by a hidden racer, because there were 5 or 6 hidden characters. Let's see if I can see what the characters you would have are. So, according to this, it says there'd be Sonic the Hedgehog, and he'd have his double jump ability. Tails was able to fly through the air for a short while. Knuckles could glide through the air upon jumping. So you see how it's very much still just like the platform game. Amy Rose drives a car. So look at that. It goes to show that when Sonic joined Mario Kart, he could have, and I'm sure he did join Mario Kart, he could have been on foot. Obviously, that may have undermined Mario and some of the other characters, that you then get this character that's so fast he's just on foot. But this kind of recognised like the lay of the land. Yeah, Sonic would be on foot. Amy would be in a car. Doesn't quite make sense. Obviously, their abilities, Knuckles and Tails, if they can basically keep up and beat Sonic when he's on foot, then it goes to show that Sonic being got to go fast. Tails, Knuckles, I wonder what the speed difference between them was. And I wonder if on the Mega Drive games, if there's any speed difference, if that could be tested. Anyway, let's see. You then get Dr. Robotnik, who flies in a hovercraft. Just reading here, Dr. Robotnik's robotic clone, Metal Sonic's in the game, Tails doll. Now this goes to show Sonic the Hedgehog games, I think if they were to do this now, suddenly we could have Shadow and Silver the Hedgehog and Cream the Rabbit, and I'm trying to think what other characters we've had. Well, obviously you could have Vector the Crocodile and Fang and all these other things. But it's just so many of these characters ended up just becoming like clones of Sonic, because when you look at, and like the artwork is just kind of a bit lazy. When you see Tails, like the second main character in the Sonic the Hedgehog, it's like, yeah, okay, he's got a similar nose, he's got like a similar mouth, he's got similar eyes, but then obviously he's got like a different tuft of hair on his head, like his ears aren't exactly the same, like the body, yeah, it's a different colour, but then he's got these 2 tails, and in those ways he was distinctive. Amy Rose, she's basically Girl Sonic, so he's blue, she's pink. Knuckles, it's like, well, he's almost exactly the same Sonic, except for the spikes are just pointing down rather than like outwards, and you kind of could accept that. But then when we got Shadow the Hedgehog, he's exactly the same as Sonic, but his character is like dark grey, black. Then we get Silver the Hedgehog, and it's like, well, the spikes are slightly different. And even like when you get things like Cream the Rabbit, all of the characters, you could start drawing them and they'd all basically look the same. But like Cream the Rabbit obviously changed the ears, but when you look at Vector the Crocodile, he looks different. When you look at Fang, again, he's a bit more Tails-like, but he's different. I just think that some of the Sonic characters, like Metal Sonic, even though it's like meant to be a clone of Sonic, like a different version of Sonic meant to look like Sonic, he looks different. And I think they could have done more with their different designs, because obviously Dr. Robotnik is the only one who's very, very different looking. Anyway, you would say Robotnik's robotic assistant Egg Robo, don't remember that at all. And then Supersonic, which was the fastest character. This was like getting Drumstick or TikTok in Diddy Kong Racing. It's just so fast once you unlock him. But it's a really good game, and it looks great. It's one of the best looking games on the Sega Saturn. and like the soundtrack of it is fantastic as well. But let's move on to the next Sonic game under the racing banner. So Sonic Racing Shift Up, mobile phone, don't remember that at all. Sonic Racing Kart, again mobile phone. Sonic Kart 3DX. Now, I'll skip over those ones because I have no memory of them whatsoever. I don't think I even knew of their existence. But we got Sonic Riders. And Sonic Riders came out in the PS2 generation, also for Xbox and GameCube. And it was a good game. Now, this took the idea of Sonic on skateboards or hoverboards, I guess, whatever they may have been. Anti-gravity equipped vehicles. So they're basically hoverboards, hover skates, or hover bikes. And it was leaning into the fact that Sonic had really, with the 3D racing games, taken to like the grinding, the going along rails and stuff like this, and it just like upped the ante. And it was a good game. It wasn't the greatest game. The controls perhaps weren't, as tight as something like when you compare it to either like Mario Kart, or if you were to compare it to something like Tony Hawk's or Jet Set Radio snowboarding games like 1080 Cool Borders, stuff like that. It was good, but the controls felt slightly like, it could be frustrating at times, and the different characters, either they didn't play differently enough, or like some were just like more difficult to control. Let's see, I can't even remember what else we got for it. So it says we got a sequel, Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. I don't remember playing this. PS2, Wii, I think I skipped over this one, but I'm sure it's decent. Might have had improvements. I can check later on. But then it says here we got Sonic Rivals. Wow, and Sonic Rivals 2 for the PSP. I've got it. I don't know how much time I've put into it, and that unfortunately is going to be the case with quite a few of these spin-off titles. But Sonic Rivals I definitely played on the PSP. Don't think I put tons of time into it, but if I remember correctly, this was closer to Sonic Rivals. Let's just refresh my memory so I know what I'm talking about. So Sonic Rivals. Yeah, so once again, this puts it so that you're on foot. And is it even from a 2D perspective? It looks like from these. I don't remember it. I honestly don't. But I will skip past it then. Won't try and blag my way through, because obviously refreshing my memory there, it just made things worse. But then we come to Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing. And I really, really enjoyed these games. So there was Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing, but then I think the sequel was Sonic and All-Star Racing Transformed. Isn't that funny? They took the title, so it was just Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. So they took Sega out the title. Why would they do that? So let's just double check here. Sonic and All-Stars, Sonic and Sega All-Stars. It's like, there weren't any third-party characters in it. The first one I really, really loved, just because it had Crazy Taxi represented in it, it had Monkey Ball, it had Shenmue, and this was one of the... long before we actually got Shenmue 3, this was one of the few times that Shenmue had been remembered by Sega. And I think it got Jet Set Radio, Skies of Arcadia. Let's see who else it was. Toe Jam and Earl were planned to be included, but could not come to terms. What a shame. Whatever terms... Look, Toe Jam and Earl, I know they've come back here or there. But, let's see what it says here. It says, however, fans have called mass emailed Johnson for his character's return. He has responded to the official Sega forums under the pseudonym Big Earl, stating, "I'll give it another try, see if I can get the homies at Sega to talk again on the phone. They will not be appearing in the game." Look, you just work it out. It will just make it so people remember your characters more, because it's not like they were coming up in games all the time. What a mistake. Anyway, it says here that a character from Golden Axe was going to be playable. It was going to ride one of the chicken leg monsters, but it didn't happen. That's a shame. So there were some characters that didn't come along, but there were lots and lots of characters that did come. And this is cool. I remember that there was something like this. Banjo and Kazooie appeared in the 360 version, based on their appearance in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. What a thing that is. So obviously that's something that died a death quite quickly. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. All of the appearances, other than this one, I would imagine, since then, like Smash Brothers, the Amiibo, when there's been like the Tatatu figurine, everything which brings back Banjo-Kazooie, it goes back to the N64 original look. But it says there are 24 tracks in the game, so when you think of Sonic R just having 4 major ones and then like 1 bonusy one, and it says 24 tracks based on Monkey Ball, Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, Jet Set Radio, Samba de Amigo, House of the Dead, and look at all these amazing Sega franchises. Now, obviously, we've just had Super Monkey Ball like announced. It's going to be on like the Switch and maybe other platforms. But Billy Hatcher, they could be re-releasing that. They could still be trying to push that, especially in the world of like download-only games. Jet Set Radio, they should still be doing sequels. There should be as many Jet Set Radios as there are Call of Duties, in my opinion. Samba de Amigo, they brought back in the Wii era, but they've not really done enough with it. Certainly could bring it back for the Switch. They certainly could bring it back in. You think of all the motion controls for like PlayStation VR, literally PlayStation VR. You're standing there holding the PlayStation Move controllers. They look like maracas. House of the Dead, they are bringing back, but it's from a different studio to have to do it. Anyway, this is just reviewing all the Sega characters involved. And Sega and Sonic All-Stars Racing is truly a lot of fun. The only thing I don't like about this and its sequel is, for me, and someone might say, oh, David, you've been playing it wrong. The entire time you're going around the tracks, you're just doing drifting. So, and like cornering, like you're hitting that right shoulder button to make it so your car is like at a wonky angle, just sliding, building up like these sparks, so then you can let off a like a big boost, and then as soon as you've finished doing that boost, then you start doing another one, and that gets some taking used to. And I know Mario Kart 8 has now become the exact same thing, and I do miss the days where you just race and you just have to learn the track, and you'd have to learn the positions of any zip boosts on the track, learn the position of any items, strategically choose when to fire rockets at your opponents. But instead, whilst you would be doing all of that, you would mostly just be like sliding and cornering and doing what you could to build up a boost from within the cart and do them as regularly as you can. But it was a good game, other than that slight annoyance about it. The sequel I haven't played quite as much, but the sequel did go down the Diddy Kong Racing kind of path of, we're going to have you flying, we're going to have you on water, we're going to have you on road. And it was good. It took away Rio, if I remember correct, from Shenmue, which was like the biggest letdown about it. But look at this, it says characters. Listen to this roster of characters in Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed. And I know you can get this on like the Wii U, you can get it on the PS3, the Xbox 360. What other consoles could you get it on? Like the 3DS, PlayStation Vita, iOS, Windows. You could get it on everything basically. So, Apollo from Ooh La La and as Ooh La La from Space Channel 5. Don't know what that means. But anyway, Roger Craig Smith. Oh, this is the actors. The actors. Let's just read the characters. So, and it's not Smith, it says Smile. Her name's Apollo Smile. That's fantastic. Okay, but anyway, we'd have Ooh La La. We'd have Sonic the Hedgehog. We'd have AA or II from Super Monkey Ball. Unknown actor as Beat from Jet Set Radio series. Why couldn't they find that out? Anyway, Knights would be in there. And I think in the first game you couldn't play as Knights. It would just be like on the Walt Disney like logo when Tinkerbell would fly, and Knights would just fly around and say 3, 2, 1, go. And BD Joe from Crazy Taxi, as Pudding from Space Channel 5, Mimi from Monkey Ball, Tails from Sonic, Gum from Jet Set Radio, Joe Musashi from Shinobi. I didn't know that's the character's name from Shinobi, to be honest. Amy Rose, Alex Kidd, Vice from Skies of Arcadia, Reela from Knights, the bad guy from Nights into Dreams, Knuckles, Eggman, Gylius Thunderhead from Golden Axe, and let's see who else. Shadow the Hedgehog, and Heavy Weapons Guy from Team Fortress. So that's a weird inclusion. What's this? Danica Patrick as herself, a professional racer who guest stars in racing competition. Wow, don't remember this. John C. Reilly as Ralph from Wreck-It Ralph. That's cool. Like I said, I didn't play this game as much. I probably didn't come across all of the unlocked characters here. And Pyro and Spy characters from Team Fortress. So, Team Fortress, is that even a Sega game? Like, honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't think it is. Team Fortress from Valve. How did they end up in this Sega game? How weird. Professor K from Jet Set Radio series is also in it, but not as a playable character. And characters from Space Channel 5 also are in it as well. But anyway, so that's a good game. I didn't get as much into it as I did the first one. And again, just knowing that you have to drift constantly to get on in that game. In the end, a little bit, I grew a little bit tired of this. But then we got Team Sonic Racing. My God, I don't even know if I've played this. Like a second sequel, Sonic Racing Transformed. 2019, this completely passed me by. And that's good. It might be cheap. Or do I even have it on the Switch? Jesus, I do have it. Barely played it. What a shame. Barely played it. It will remind me to get back into it. But I have barely played this one. It says mixed to average reviews. Debuted at the top of the UK all format chart sales, so that's good for that game. Completely forgot. Now it looks like it's just back to cars, and we take away the planes and the and the boats. And once again, it says here, yep, speed boost, perform tricks midair, and drifts to make sharp turns. So this may have been a thing on the earlier games, but is this now into the realms of, as you go over any bumps, you're trying to pull off tricks in the air just so you hit a boost on the way down? And that's a cool idea for a mechanic. But once again, instead of just learning the track and trying to beat your opponent, you're just trying to concentrate on what you're doing with drifts, cornering, and like pulling off these tricks. So anyway, that takes us through the Sonic Racing-based games, and it makes sense that there'd be Sonic Racing-based games because obviously the character is known for their speed. But let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There are 11 console racing games, including handhelds. Sonic Free Riders, I don't think I mentioned. I think that might be... It says it's Kinect-based. Gosh, I might have this. I don't know. I really struggle to get on with many things with the Kinect just because, one, space in the room where I'd be playing my Xbox 360, and two, lighting. So the place where I would have my Kinect and my Xbox 360 set up, there would be a window behind me, which would mean trying to play it during the day, I would have to draw the curtains, and then suddenly you're in the dark. And if you're trying to play it around anyone else when you're younger, that's a problem. Now you're in the dark. Now there was still light coming through the curtains, which would mess up your controls. Like, I'll do a future podcast about the Kinect camera, but it was a bit of a nightmare, truthfully. But anyway, arcade games, Waku Waku Sonic Patrol Car. Not a clue what that is. Sega Sonic the Hedgehog. I may have played a ROM of this at some point. Isometric game. Let's see what it says. Wow. A perfect 10 out of 10 score. I'm going to have to track this down and play it again because I don't remember it. It kind of looks like Sonic 3D Blast. It came out in 1993. Once again, if this is a perfect 10 out of 10, why didn't they port this to the Sega Saturn? If this was beyond the Mega Drive at the time, why didn't they put this 10 out of 10 game on the Sega Saturn, even enhance it further? Apparently this introduced the character Mighty the Armadillo, which was also Knuckles Chaotix. Now again, what kind of game is this? Is this a platformer? Because again, I thought this was genres platform, 3D platform. Why isn't this? Because it's an arcade game. It's not listed in the platform game section. Then it says here Sega Sonic. Why are some of these games called Sega Sonic? Can't they just call it Sega space Sonic the Hedgehog? Cosmo Fighter Galaxy Patrol, not a clue what this is. No info on it either. Japan only. Popcorn Shop. Oh, arcade minigame with popcorn vending machine. Sonic is controlled via a hand crank. How weird. Sonic the Fighters, one of the big other ones. Maybe the last big one to talk about here. There's a couple more, in fact. So, Sonic the Fighters. If you had a Sega Saturn, you were expecting this to come out. But it didn't come out, and it was like a Virtua Fighter, Fighting Vipers style game. With the Sonic characters, it predated Smash Brothers, and it predated it, I think, by 3 years. And Sega should have... They could, like, there's so many things where it's like Sega could have beat other companies to the punch if they'd focused more on things or not missed opportunities. But this had got all of the major characters. It got Sonic. Had it actually? I'm looking at this. The roster of characters. Am I trying to remember this wrong? Let's see who it's got here. I don't recognise some of these characters that well. It's got Fang in it. That's for sure. It's got Amy. It's got Sonic. Does it? It's got Knuckles. Who else is in it? Has it got Eggman? Let's see who you'd have. Metal Sonic. Maybe these were the bosses. 8 playable characters: Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Espio the Chameleon, Fang the Sniper, Bean the Dynamite, Bean the Dynamite. That's incredible. What is that? And Bark the Polar Bear. I don't think Bark the Polar Bear has ever come back in anything else. I might be wrong though. 2012 re-release added Metal Sonic, Dr. Robotnik, and Honey the Cat as playable characters, previously only accessible through hacking the original arcade version. Honey is based on the character with the same name from Fighting Vipers. Ah, that's interesting. I wonder what she appeared like in Sonic, because it says based on. But anyway, it was a good game. It kind of played like Fighting Vipers. It kind of played... I think it was more Fighting Vipery than Virtua Fighter. But eventually we got Fighters Megamix, which had got characters from Fighting Vipers, from Virtua Fighter. It got like the car from Daytona USA, and it had 2 or 3 characters from Sonic the Fighters. You know, and it's interesting that it's even just called Sonic the Fighters. It shows here a poster which says Sonic Championship, which is a better name. But if you want to know this fighting game, let's see here. Why was it? Okay, it never released on the Sega Saturn. It was not ported to the Saturn because it was difficult to reproduce a similar experience to the arcade version. He felt they were able to accomplish this when it was re-released. Yeah, that is garbage. If they could put the characters into Fighters Megamix, then they should have done better here, basically. It doesn't even mention that they appeared in Fighters Megamix here. I can't be bothered to seek that out. But Sonic the Fighters is a good game. It's a game, again, you'll play it for half an hour to complete it, maybe even a couple of times through as different characters, and then you might return to it a few months later. If you've got like the Sonic Gems collection, then mostly you'd be getting that to be playing Sonic CD, Sonic R, and you'd load up Sonic the Fighters, play through it, or play through it enough, abandon it, and then you'd come back and you'd have another go, probably on the back of playing either Sonic CD or Sonic R. But it wouldn't be one that you'd necessarily just seek out constantly yourself. But I think, in fact, did it re-release later? How could you get this game? So, it doesn't like even mention here about, okay. It received its first home console release through Sonic Gems collection. I'll check that out in 1 second just to make sure what I've been referring to has got what games it's got on it. And then it would later release for PS3 and 360. And yeah, they should re-release it again. Like this new Sonic collection that they're going to be putting out, they should definitely just put everything on there. Because if you can put out a like Mega Drive collection that's got 50 games on, then why not just put out the Sonic collection that's got Sonic 1, 2, 3, Knuckles, Sonic 4 episodes 1 and 2, Sonic Mania, Sonic Colors, Adventure, Extreme, you know, all of them. Just do it. Why not? I'd buy it. So let's see what it got. So it got Sonic CD, Sonic the Fighters, Sonic R, and they were the big ones after the Mega Collection, or whatever it was called, the Mega Drive Collection. They were the three big games on this, but then it got the Game Gear games, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic Triple Trouble, Sonic Spinball, Sonic Drift 2, Tails Sky Patrol, and Tails Adventure. And so weird that it doesn't have Sonic Drift 1 or Sonic the Hedgehog 1, but the Game Gear version. Maybe it's because they were on the Mega Collection Plus, I'll double check. And then it also got the Genesis games, Vector Man 2, Bonanza Brothers, Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3. That's really weird. Like, it felt like they needed to add more to the package. And it says on the front of the box, 3 must-have hits. And then does it say plus 6 bonus games? And obviously it sounds like it's got a lot more bonus games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, maybe those are the 6 bonus games. But obviously it's got must-have hits, and it doesn't count the Game Gear games as must-have, I guess. Let's see what it says here for the Mega Collection. So the Mega Collection had got Sonic for the Mega Drive, Sonic 2, Sonic Spinball, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, and Sonic 3D Blast. So that is a much better collection than the new one that's going to be coming out. And then it got unlockable Blue Sphere, Knuckles in Sonic 2, and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which obviously they're not really unlockable games. That's just what you would have on the Mega Drive with the Sonic and Knuckles add-on cartridge, lock-on cartridge, I should say. Then it says you could get Flicky, Rystar, Comic Zone, and the Ooze. Now, let's see if that's Sonic Mega Collection. Let's see what Mega Collection Plus added. So, Sonic Mega Collection Plus added the following. So, yes, 6 Game Gear titles. So Sonic the Hedgehog, so that's why it's not on Gems Collection. Sonic Chaos, really good game. Sonic Drift 1, very good again. Well, actually, sorry, Save, very good. But it's the Mega Drive, the Mario Kart style game that I discussed earlier. Sonic Labyrinth, I don't really remember it. Gosh, I don't even know if I discussed it. It might be coming up on the list though. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, and Sonic Blast, which is that overly zoomed in, like CGI Sonic, but 2D platformer. Okay, so coming back from Sega the Fighters, it says here Sonic Athletics, arcade game, don't even know what it is, can't click on it for more info. And Sonic the Hedgehog's Games World, this is an educational game, and this is for the Sega Pico, Tails the Music Maker, and Sonic Schoolhouse, can't comment on any of them. Sonic Eraser, and I've got no idea of this, falling block puzzle game, Japan only, on the Mega Drive. Wow, didn't know that existed. Sonic Spinball, I discussed yesterday. Mean Bean Machine is Puyu, if that's how it's pronounced. I discussed that yesterday. Tails Sky Patrol, I don't really remember it enough to be able to discuss. It looks like you're just Tails and you're flying, but I think there was a few of these. Tails Adventure, and then there was Sonic Labyrinth. Oh my goodness. And then the next major one I've got to discuss for the Dreamcast, Sonic Shuffle, which was Sega's attempt at a party game, board game like Mario Party, like Crash Bash. It was like all the rage at the time. And people said that it just wasn't as good as Mario. It was a poor man's Mario Kart, and it was a shame. Looking at the review scores here, it's like Metacritic, 54 out of 100, 4 out of 10, 3 out of 5, 4.5 out of 10. Best review, someone's given it 72%, 6 out of 10, 6.7 out of 10, which was Dreamcast Magazine. Look at that, Dreamcast Official Magazine, 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10. You know, honest reviews here, but obviously the ones that are Dreamcast Official were perhaps giving it slightly higher ones. I had this. I think I played it a little bit, but games like this are best played for like 4 players. And I just had this game to play as a single player game, and I didn't massively get into it. But I remember it being a laugh. But for me, it was just like Mario Party, and it's the same with all these Mario Party, Crash Bash, and any of these other party games like that. Look, Crash Bash was the only Crash game like that, as far as I remember. So it's interesting that it sticks out like that, but it's just a mascot party game. What else did we get? Sonic Tennis, mobile phones, Sonic Golf, mobile. Let's find something that's not mobile. Sonic Pinball Party. So I don't remember that, but I think this was much more of a pinball game than it being like Sonic Spinball. But I might be wrong. Sonic Battle, Game Boy Advance, don't think I played this, which is a real shame. Sonic Jump, I think I did play this on iOS, where you just have to time jumps and jump progressively higher. Pick up rings as you go along so that you can progress and keep it going. I remember playing it for a few minutes, but that's about all. It's a real shame that I can't remember Sonic Battle, because I think that was like turn-based RPG, or maybe it wasn't. No, it's a fighting game. Okay, I don't remember it at all. Won't comment on it. And let's see what else we've got. Skipping over the mobile phone games. And we've got Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Wow. So this was the closest, I suppose, to Mario Party and Sonic Shuffle that they did again with Sonic. And there's been a bunch of these, and I'll be honest, I've only played the first one. Mario and Sonic together, Olympic Games, what is not to love? And the unfortunate thing is, this game wasn't to love. It was alright, it was like just a typical sports title, slightly simplified, easy for me to say, controls, but overall, it was a bit too serious. I wanted it to be like Mario Kart. Now, if I remember correct, there are some like dream levels, or whatever they call it, dream events or something, but it was all quite serious. They were actually doing the Olympic Games. And it's interesting, Sega released the official game of the Olympics. And they were like, look, we've got the license to the Olympics, let's do a Sonic version as well. Let's put Mario in there. Maybe they felt, well, we've got to honour the Olympics, but we will put in these dream events, which were like the crazy ones where you might have had power-ups and things. But for the most part, it was just like the serious, and on the Wii especially, it was waggle controls, maybe some button mash controls, stuff where you'd use the nunchuck, like to do archery or whatever, and you'd like drum them both together probably to make your character run, and everyone was like, but how come Sonic isn't just winning gold? How can Mario actually beat Sonic in a race? But once again, they had to make it work here. So then we got Sonic at the Olympic Games, which obviously was for mobile phones, because Mario wasn't going to be at on mobile phones, especially not at that time. Nintendo DS, Sonic Chronicles. So Sonic Chronicles, this was the role-playing game, not Sonic Battle. But again, I didn't play this, honestly can't comment. Then we got more Sonic and Mario, or Mario and Sonic at the 2012 Olympic Games. And we know that we're going at the Winter Games in 2014, and so on and so forth. And I think like we've just, a year ago, we got Sonic at the Olympic Games 2020, and Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, which released in 2019. And obviously, because of the pandemic, we have not had the Olympics until later this year. So it'd be interesting to see if they push that out again, because even though they would have sold it mostly when it came out in late 2019, people may have bought it during the Olympics. So it'll be interesting just to see if they give that another push. But let's just scroll back here. Sonic Dash, I don't remember this, mobile phone game. It sounds, oh, I do remember, which again, it's just Infinite Run or whatever it was called. Didn't really play it, may have had a go. Sonic Jump Fever is just going to be a sequel to Sonic Jump. And I didn't speak about them very much, but I did mention about Rise of Lyric, Shattered Crystal, all of the Sonic Boom ones. So I won't go back over them today. But I didn't play them, is the truth, either. And then compilations. So there's been lots of Sonic compilations. Will it mention Sonic Jam for the Gamecom? It does. And we spoke about the Mega Collection, Gems Collection, Mega Collections Plus, Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection. So this was all of the Genesis games in there as well. Cancelled games. Let's see how many cancelled games there have been. Quite a few. Sonic the Hedgehog for the Amiga. Is that serious? I don't remember that being a thing. I almost feel like that was some company tried to make it and say, hey, can we do this? And Sega were like, no way. Sega Sonic Bros. Puzzle game. Look. Are these real? It says arcade. So they going to do Sonic Bros like Mario Bros? That's crazy. Sister Sonic. What is this? Sonic Jr. Oh, so Sister Sonic was an attempt to localize Popful Mail. And, oh my goodness, this looks like an RPG. They were going to add Sonic into this? Wow. Sonic Crackers we discussed yesterday, also termed Sonic Stadium and Sonic Stadium. Studium, it says. Wow. And it became Knuckles Chaotix. Sonic Extreme, I will come on to that. And then Sonic Extreme with an E at the front. Like Extreme Improv and not like Extremed. Sonic Extreme was a prototype. Let's see what it is. Sonic Extreme featured Sonic and Shadow riding hoverboards in Green Hill Zone open world, like Tony Hawk's Skater. So it was just going to be a skating game, and it didn't come out, but not to be confused with Sonic Extreme for the Sega Saturn. Now let's see when it says. From 1994 until its cancellation in 96. See, if it had come out in 94 with Saturn, or even, well, it should have been a launch title. Whatever this was, should have been a launch title. So let's see. It says move to Saturn? Was it originally going to be for the 32X? Who knows? I'm not going to read through this whole thing, but it moved to Saturn apparently. Disputes with Sega of Japan, and let's see what it's got here. We've got March 96 and blah 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 blah. So I'm just trying to scan through this to give you, hoping to pitch it as to Sega as a PC game. See what was going on here. So, but this says like move to Saturn. Okay, April. Sega executive Bernie Stolar approached STI and asked what he could do to help with the game meet its deadline. He provided the tools and source code for Sonic Team's 3D Saturn game Night into Dream. 2 weeks later, requested that the team stop using the engine, so they only had it for 2 weeks. As Yugi Naka, I believe, Naka, who was the creator of Sonic, or someone from Sonic Team, had threatened to leave Sega if it were used. Why do that? Personally, I can understand his interest in keeping technology his team developed under tight control. Sonic was a franchise he clearly felt should be handled solely by Sonic Team. He must have felt very strongly if he was willing to leave or threaten to quit. Sonic Team started development on its own 3D Sonic game using the Knights engine, which may have motivated Naka's threat. The loss of the Knights engine cost the Sonic Team 2 weeks of development. So what? 2 weeks. It wasn't like 2 weeks away from release. It was a complete non-starter. By May 1996, they displayed a demo at E3, and let's see, team morale had dropped and turnover was high. He fired an artist for poor performance and disrupting the team. What's going on here? So then the person in charge had got walking pneumonia. So look at this, it's just unbelievable. Why wouldn't Sega do everything to get behind Sonic? They initially said that it had been delayed, but in early 97 they announced it had been cancelled. Wow, so there you go. Other things just to briefly speak about. We all know that there is the Sonic movie, which came out with Jim Carrey in. We all know that there was an absolute nightmare scenario when people saw the original design of Sonic. But then, because there was such a backlash, they actually said, look, we're delaying the movie, we're going to change the design of Sonic back to something closer to the game version. The major thing which they didn't have looking like the game version is that there was a gap between Sonic's eyes. And I bet there are some people listening to this didn't even realise, when you look at Sonic the Hedgehog's eyes, they are all just like one big double eye. Now, obviously, in the cartoon world, it can just be, you just can't see the detail, and it's not all just like one singular eye with two pupils in. But for the more realistic CGI animated version, they did want that separation. But the original version got human teeth, you got a human-shaped body, just looked like someone wearing like a furry costume, and the eyes were too small, the nose, nothing looked quite right. And so they changed it, and they said later on that, it cost millions to change, but basically they had only really got the footage which you saw in the trailer finished. It's not like there's a 50% or 70% version of the film out there edited together with the realistic looking Sonic that everyone hated within it. There is going to be a sequel to the film, which is currently filming. Jim Carrey will be back. I believe, whatever his name, James Marsden, who played Cyclops in the X-Men series, he will be back in it as well as Sonic's best pal. I didn't like the idea that Sonic seems like a teenager, and then it showed him as like a 5-year-old or 6-year-old, or that equivalent for however long and however quickly Hedgehog's age, that he'd been on his own. That doesn't seem right to me. Now, maybe I'm just wrong and I don't know my Sonic lore, but Sonic, he likes chili dogs, he hangs out with Knuckles and Tails, and Amy Rose. It feels odd that he'd get to being the stage where, and like he's a well-liked character, and that's as we know him in the games. It feels wrong that by the time he reaches that stage in his life, he's been alone for most of it. That feels off for me. And now he's going to meet Tails, and they're going to start their friendship here, and I guess obviously that's accurate to the games as well, because obviously he had his first adventure without meeting Tails, then he met Knuckles and Tails and other characters later. But it just felt a bit wrong to me that Sonic would be a loner. But other than that, people love the film. I think it's very funny. Jim Carrey is on true Jim Carrey form, showing that he should have just been doing Jim Carrey style performances, since Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and not really have given up on those for about 10 years. But other than that, there's Sonic in Smash Brothers, which everyone wants, Sonic vs. Mario, in something beat-em-uppy, or racing like we get, I guess, in Mario Kart and the Olympic Games. But what we really, really want is the Sonic and Mario platform game. This will be controversial for some. Developed by Nintendo. Do not let Sega develop a Mario platformer. They will not do it justice. Sega are a great company. I love their franchises. I love their games. Some of them are fantastic, but all of them, even the best ones, something for me like Crazy Taxi, Jet Set Radio, it's like if Nintendo got their hands on it, they would refine certain bits because they still feel like this is really fun and it's missing some layer of sheen. And I'm sorry to all the Sega fans, feels that was sacrilege to say, but Nintendo always put on that extra layer of sheen, or for the most part. Occasionally you will get like a Star Fox Zero, which is just a dumpster fire. But anyway, that's going to bring things roughly to the end here, everyone. So this was my retrospective on Sonic the Hedgehog and all of the Sonic games, because obviously it is the 30-year anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog coming out. I will do more of these in the future. Yesterday, it was a big day for anniversaries because it turned out the Nintendo 64 was 25 years old, so I will do a Nintendo 64 episode in the next day or two. So do make sure you watch out for that. And make sure, if you really want to help out, look, I do so many shows and I could do with some more support, I'm going to be honest about it. YouTube.com/Extreme Improv. It's the destination where there are about 500 or 600 shows on there now. Podcasts, live streams, comedy, reviews. There's tons of things on there. There's lots of improv shows, obviously, because this is the Extreme Improv Extremes Network. There's all of our short form improv shows like Whose Line to Anyway kind of stuff. There's like improvised plays. There's comedy panel shows like Geek Battle. So if you like hearing gamer and geeky stuff, sci-fi, Harry Potter, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Doctor Who, all that kind of stuff, We have a comedy panel show based on it called Geek Battle. We have the Slam Jam Wrestling Show. We have the Slam Jam Podcast. We've got loads and loads of different kinds of content on there. Now, they all go to the same channel, so it's easy. One subscription will get you all of this kind of stuff. Now, if you don't like all of this kind of stuff together, I am actually considering making separate channels so that everything will go to the main channel, but there would just be a place for you just to find Games Monster, or just to find like the gaming content at least, just to find like geeky stuff, just to find the wrestling stuff. But we'll see. You know, if you'd want that, let me know. Put it into the comments somewhere. You can go over to the website extreamed.tv, which is spelled XSTREAMED.tv. So just so you get it in your head, when you do a live stream, STREAM, if it is streamed, it's got the ED on the end. Streamed. So this is a streamed show. See it? Spelt like that. Streamed with an X at the front. Xstreamed.tv. So do check that out. And anyway, I'm going to stop rattling on. Smash some subscribes. Give some thumbs up. Until next time, stay safe. Always stay extremed. Ciao for now.